Hi everyone, welcome back. Naji here. We are continuing a discussion on LangChain, and in this video we will be discussing on prompt template. So consider a scenario where our customer is asking to create some application. So in which customer is giving us some text and he need to convert that into maybe some language. Say we can say that okay, we need to convert that into English. And we have updated our prompt, and we are saying that okay, this text has to be converted into English. Then tomorrow he is come up with another requirement, and he is saying that okay, I want to convert that into French, and maybe after that he is saying that he need that into Chinese and maybe some other languages, right? So making copies of prompt is not a good design, right? So we should have a method in which our prompt has to dynamically accept the language type. So based on that, we will able to provide like any type of language without changing the prompt. So that is where we use the prompt template. So coming here, we can see that I'm writing a prompt, something like okay, summarize text in this language. So here we can see the text and the language are the dynamic variable in which we will able to supply that in a dynamic way while we do the execution. Okay, so for example, here I am creating a text template saying that okay, summarize text and the languages, and I can format it or I can pass the details like text is equal to AI changing software development and language is equal to English. So this is how we implement the prompt template, and we can discuss more in our coming slides. Okay, so if you are from the Python background, and you may be thinking that okay, this is the same thing that fstring is doing, right? So why can't we use the fstring, and what is the importance of prompt template? Definitely the fstring will work. Fstring will work and it will give us the expected output, but there are few things that fstring can't be do while compared with the prompt template. Okay, so fstring is something like it's a more kind of a Pythonic or the Python thing, and it is evaluate instantly and immediately creating a finalized string. Then another difference between the fstring and prompt template is that fstring is actually a completed text, will return a completed text, but prompt template is giving as a object. Okay, so what is the use of a giving object? So object can be modified, object can be chained. So chaining means we can chain the prompt with the model or any other runnable object. Okay, so that we can discuss in our coming videos, but just understand that this can be work with the LLM models like a chain. Okay, then the object can be carry metadata. Okay, so these are the few features of the prompt template, and if you want to understand it like a little bit more, if you consider a scenario of a food delivery, okay, the fstring is kind of a packed food. So everything is done and nothing has to be changed. But if you consider the prompt template, it is kind of a kitchen order ticket. Okay, it is still editable, still processable, still flexible. Okay, so that is why we use the prompt template. And we already discussed this. The prompt template is delivered the object. And this is what I mentioned with the working with the chain. Okay, so if you have a prompt template that can be work with the model. So if you look on this chain, so we can see that this is the prompt. Then the prompt will be dynamically processed and it will be passed to the model. Then after the result of the getting the result of the model, it will be passed to the parser object. So in this way, we can easily create the chains using the prompt template, which we cannot do with the fstring. Okay, now we can go and see how can we do this using the LangChain framework. Okay, so here I have my notebook is ready, and we can okay, spelling is not correct, prompt. Okay, so here we are importing like 3 templates. One is a system prompt template, another is human prompt template, and we are importing the chat prompt template from LangChain core LangChain_core.prompt. So let me execute it. Okay, and this is my system prompt. This is my system prompt. Here I am saying system message prompt template from template. Okay, I am saying that okay, you are a and school is we are dynamically passing teacher. You answer in short sentence. So here I can say preliminary teacher, or I can say PhD teacher, anything I can pass in a dynamic way. Then the question is human message prompt template dot from template, I can say that tell me about the topics, that is I can dynamically pass, and maybe the points. I can say that 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. Here I can say that tell me about the sun in 5 points. So I can dynamically pass that. So we are just giving some placeholders here. So let's execute it. Now system. So here we can see that the prompt template, these are the input variable. So we can see an input variable school. Let's execute the question. We can see here points and the topic is that we are passing. Okay. Now we can do just format it. I can pass the sun, the question dot format. I can pass the topics as a sun and points as a 5. Execute it. So here we can see the content as a tell me about the sun in 5 points. Similar way, I can format the system prompt. Here we will get you are a primary teacher and you are answering short sentence. Okay. So in this way, this is a one way of format. Then I can combine these into messages. Okay. So I'm combining it into messages. If you print this, we can see that, okay, system message and the prompt message. Here we will be able to see that. Now I'm going to create a chat prompt template. This can be passed to the LLM model. So let's do that. And here we can see that the chat prompt template, we can see 3 variables, input variables can be seen here: points, school, and the topic. Here this template can be invoked. I can write like template.invoke, then I can pass these details like school will be PhD, topic will be earth, and points will be 3. Let's execute it. The question. So this will be dynamically filled, like you are a PhD teacher, you are answering 5 sentences, something like that, it will come here. Now I'm going to pass this question into our LLM model. For that, I'm importing the chat OpenAI, creating the model using GPT-4o mini. Then I'm going to trigger LLM.invoke the question, passing the question. So let's do that. So the execution is progress, which is completed. Now if I print this, I can see the 3 points about the earth. Okay. So in this way, we can easily integrate the prompt template with the LangChain, and this is very important things. Like in our coming videos, you can see how important this to pass the variables in a dynamic way. So that is all about in this video. Please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.